Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today our problem in dynamic programming is maximum chain possible. So this is one of the toughest problem in dynamic programming, but I will make this simple for you with the help of the example, and after that I will show you how to code this properly. So now let's look at this, that what maximum chain possible means. So suppose if we have given this set of strings like ABC, AC, ABCD, C, D, E, F in the form of an array, or we can say in the form of a vector. What vector is and what all, I will explain that while doing the code. So suppose that if we have given this set of string, then we have to find the maximum chain possible out of this string. Now what maximum chain possible means, the next string in the chain should have length 1 greater than the previous one, and the second thing it should maintain is the sequence of the previous string should be maintained. Okay, so now what sequenced mean is, suppose if our string is ABC, then the next possible string in the chain can be ABCD, or it can be ABDC, it can be AFBC, it can be ZABC, anything. The original sequence will be same only, like ABC, ABC, ABC and so on. So we can insert one character, any one character in between or at the beginning or at the end. So this all contribute to the next string in the chain. Okay, so this means that we have the next string in the chain. So we have to find such maximum chain possible given all this set of strings. Okay, so now let's look at this, that how to do this effectively. So the first task is to sort this array on the basis of their length. So when we sort this array, we have C, AC, ABD, ABC, DEF and ABDC. So we have sorted this array on the basis of their length. For the simplicity, I will explain why we did this. And after that, we have created a map. So now what basically we mean by map is, just for now simply remember that whenever we want to fetch the value in O of one time, we will use hashing, and for hashing in C++ we use map. So in this case we have a map which will contain all the strings as their key, and for the value it will contain a pair in which the first value is a string and second value is an integer which is initially 1. Let me first initialize this with 1, and now what this 1 represent is, this 1 represent that till this string or containing this string, the maximum chain possible is of length 1. Okay, and we will update this map accordingly as and when we move forward. So now let's iterate our shorted string from this string, because with one character there will be chances of only maximum chain possible will be 1 only. So we'll start with AC. So what we're gonna do is, in AC we will remove each character one by one, and we will check whether after removal of that particular character the remaining string is present in this map or not. So when we remove character one by one, the first string we got is A. A is not present in the map, so we will leave it. Next we will check that after removing A, C is present in this map or not. Yes, it is present in this map or not. So it can be a valid candidate, AC can be a valid candidate for the next possible string chain after C. So what we're gonna check is, we're gonna check that 1 plus the value present at that C1 is greater than the value present at the string at ith location, that is AC, and that is 1. So it is 2 is greater than 1. So yes, it is greater than 1. So we gonna update this one with 2, and here we update this string with C, because including AC there is a chain of length 2 possible with its ancestor as C. We increment I, and for ABC we will check that after removing each character one by one, whether we gonna find any chain possible or not. So for AB we will check that AB is not present in this. We check for BC, BC is also not present in this. We check for AC, and we find out that AC is present in this map. So what we're gonna check is 1 plus the value present at this map 2 is greater than the value present at this string in the map, which is 1. So 3 is greater than 1. So we will update this one with 3, and the value here will be updated with AC. So after AC, the valid candidate for the chain will be ABC up to now. Okay, after that we will increment I, and it will move to DEF. So what we're gonna do is we will now check for removing each character one by one from DEF, and we will check that whether any of the string is present in this map or not. So we will check that DF is not present here, DE is not present here, DF is also not present here, and EF is also not present here. So it's of no use to check for DEF. So we increment our I from here to here. Now we have A, B, D and C. So after removing each character one by one, first we will remove A, then we will remove B, then we will remove D, and then we will remove C. Now we will check that whether BCD is present in this map or not. It is not. ADC is present in this map. It is not. ABC is present in this map. Yes, it is present. And ABC is present. Yes. ABD is present. No, it is not. So we have to only check for ABC. So ABC is present here. So we will check that 1 plus the value present at ABC, which is 3, is greater than the value present at ABCD in the map, which is 1. So yes, 4 is greater than 1. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna update this value with 4, and string here will be updated with ABC, because after ABC the valid candidate for the string in the chain will be ABDC. Okay, so we got our map filled with the values, which shows that what are the possible candidate of in the chain after any of the strings with its length. So now next task we only need to do is to do a backtrack, and how exactly we gonna do is I will show you now. After that, once we got this map filled, we're gonna check that what is the maximum length of chain possible in this. So as we can see, the maximum length of chain possible in this is of length 4. So we will now do a backtrack kind of thing. Like we will start with ABCD, ABDC, and we will jump to the value present at this key value, this key string. So we will know that ABDC will be came from ABC. After that we will check that for this key value in the map, which is ABC, what is the value it came from. So which got it came from AC. And after AC we will check in the map for this key value AC from which value it came from. So we find it out that it came from C. And we will again check that for this key value C from which value it came from, and it came from null string. That means here we have to stop our search, and we find out that this is the valid chain possible, which is of length 4. So let's move to the coding section of this and analyze the time and space complexity. So we have a function which is maximum chain possible, in which we have passed an vector of a string. Now what vector means is, so vector is basically a dynamic array which is present in standard template language STL library. I will explain what we mean by STL and all its template or containers in the further videos. Till then, just remember that vector is an dynamic array for storing any data type values. Okay, after that we have calculated a size of our this vector, and we start with our first task, that is to sort the array on the basis of the length. For sorting, we have used the sort function which is present in the algorithm library of our C++, in which we have to pass three arguments. The first one is the starting index, the second one is the end index, and the third one is the compare function, that is the user defined compare function. So we have write one compare function here which is used to sort the vector on the basis of their length. See, a dot length is less than b dot length, so whenever length is smaller it will sort it. Okay, so accordingly this algorithm library will sort us the string as per our need on the basis of the length. So this is the first step which we have discussed. After that we have created a map which is kind of hashing method used in C++. So we have created a map of string along with the pair of string and integer. So this string is used to keep track from where we came from in the chain, and this integer shows what is the maximum length of chain possible up to this point. Okay, after that this is the initialization process for initializing each string in the map with empty string and the value of 1. After that we have iteratively go through each of the strings from this memory location to this memory location. So this is the I loop which we are considering here. Okay, so that's the I loop here, and for removing each character one by one we iterate in that string characters. Suppose if we have A, B, C, D, then this J loop moves from A down to D and remove each character one by one. Like in this it will remove first A, then it will remove B, then it will remove C, and after that it will remove D. So that's the only thing which we have done using this two loop for the particular string. And we will check that if the string generated after deleting a particular character is present in the map or not. So basically this is the condition check for the presence of the particular key in the map or not. So this will take us a constant time, and if it is present in the map, then we will check that whether the chain possible up to that point plus 1, the current string, is greater than the already present chain length or not. If it is greater than, then we will update the length along with the string which we have found after deleting a particular character. So this is the case which we do. Now what we gonna do is, once this is done, then we have to find out that chain which is responsible for the maximum chain. Okay, now for that what we're gonna do is we're gonna store our answer in this particular vector, and we will first check what is the maximum length of chain possible. For this we will iterate in this map. Okay, so we will iterate in this map. For this we have done this loop for iterating in our map, and we will store a maximum chain length in max variable and corresponding string in max iter variable. Okay, now for backtracking we will do one thing. Till we go hit an empty string, we gonna backtrack and put our put our chain strings in this answer one by one. Like I have shown you that first we will put ABCD in our answer, then we will backtrack to ABC, put ABC in our answer, then we'll backtrack to AC, put AC in our answer, and then we will backtrack to C and put C in our answer, and then we will hit with an empty string, so we will terminate our process. So that's the only check we will done here. While max iter hit the empty string, just put everything in answer and update the max iter with the value present at that particular key. And at last what we're gonna do is we're gonna simply print our answers one by one in the increasing order. So now let's check out what is the output for the string example which we have taken in our main function. In this we have taken this 8 strings and we have to find the maximum chain possible. So let's compile it, and after that output I will show you the time and the space complexity. So when we compile it, it compiled successfully, and when we print our output, it will print like let me maximize this. As it will show that after AE, the next possible string in the chain is ADE, then ABDE, ABCDE, ABCD, and so on. So it will create a chain of length 5 possible. Okay, now let's analyze the time and the space complexity in this case. Now for analyzing the time, we have to analyze the loop which causes this complexity. Okay, now as we analyze, we are iterating one loop outside for the string which will take O of n time, one for each string character by character which will take O of m time if we have the maximum length of any string is m. For each one we are iterating one loop inside which will remove one character and paste all the other characters in this step. That will also take O of m time. So effectively this all will take O of nm square. Also this sorting will take O of nm log n. So effectively the overall time complexity for this case is O of nm square plus O of nm log n. So this is the time complexity, and the space complexity is O of mn, which we have taken in the form of this map. So if you find any difficulty in understanding this question, just drop the comment and I will happy to help you. Thank you.